We got to take a break. Wayne Newton's here.
Yes.
What is he promoting? Anyone know? Concert? Where?
He's doing B.B. King's here in New York. He's doing
tonight.
Turning. It's 27th. Yeah, he is doing that tonight. Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York, Alexandria, Virginia, and also Lawrence, Massachusetts. He's got 4 dates. He's pushing.
All right, cool. We'll talk to Wayne Newton next. This is the O&A virus spreading across America. Nice. Like you need to hear this again.
Thank you for all the joy and pain.
We have a legend in the studio. Listen to what we're playing.
Oh
my God. This takes you back, huh? That's a little while ago.
It's the Opie and Anthony show, the O&A virus spreading across America. We're thrilled to death, man. We got a legend in the studio this morning, Wayne Newton.
Hey, guys, it's a pleasure to be here.
What's going on, Wayne?
Well, I just wanted to hear Don Shane one more time.
One more time.
That song haunts you in your sleep, I imagine, at this point.
It was funny because a guy said, I made a bet and I won $5 on that song. And I said, it's made me about $5 also.
Yeah. That was, wow. How many years ago?
I recorded that in 1963.
And I've seen video of it, or kinescope, or whatever they called it back then.
I've tried to find those and burn them.
Really?
Yeah.
You are adorable.
It's so wild, though, to see those shows again and see some of the old Ed Sullivan shows and shows. I remember doing them. I don't remember looking like that.
No, huh? No. Yeah, it is an odd thing when you see somebody that was popular at such a young age and still has a career, and you wonder how do you view yourself at that younger age? Do you look at it as you, or is it like that is somebody completely different?
It's the strangest phenomenon, because I was in South Carolina and getting ready to go on stage, turned on the television, and there was a rerun of an Ed Sullivan show, and I was on it. And I remembered the show like it was yesterday, but the person doing the show as Wayne Newton, I wasn't aware of at all.
Yeah.
It was like, who is that?
It's a different person.
Really strange. Yeah.
You really are, though. You have a real celebrity vibe to you. Wayne walks in a room, it's really like we've never met before, and it's like you look. This sounds like really gay, but you look really good. You smell really good. He smells famous.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Wayne Newton cologne on my hand for the rest of the day.
I keep hoping that'll save my show, guys.
It's all about that Vegas class.
Dude, it's a vibe.
That old school Vegas class, yeah.
I don't want to follow you around all day and just like kind of hang out with you and meet people because I'm with you.
Well, I'm easy to find because you can smell me down the hall.
By the way, when we do the walkover in about a half hour, 40 minutes, I'm going to let the fans smell Wayne Newton.
Oh, you're going to let them
it's right there in my hand. I'm not washing it at all. It's going to be with me all day. A piece of Wayne Newton goes with me all day.
Allergic to that stuff,
Right?
There is a separation of like old Vegas and new Vegas. And some of the people haven't been able to make the transition. You've done it. But how do you see it? You were part of old Vegas, I guess what they call the adult Vegas, the Vegas that was a little shadier, and then the Vegas that people tended to call the Disney Vegas, now that it's more family-oriented.
Well, I think for those of us that worked there and have continued to work there through that transition, and frankly, there aren't many of us. I could probably name them on one hand. I think for those of us that do that, it was a natural transition. We saw the corporate mentality coming, and we saw the publicly held companies becoming the conglomerates and owning 6 and 7 hotels at a time. Obviously, with that, you lose some of the personal touch of knowing people. And however, having said that now, I think that the power base, the power structure of Las Vegas has remained somewhat pretty much the same.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of a small town in many ways, even though it's kind of exploded.
So the big players are still in place, and they're the guys pretty much running things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you do? We were talking before we came on the air about what you do when you're done with a show. You live in Vegas. Everybody that goes to Vegas knows what to do. You go to the casinos, you go to the shows. What does somebody who lives there do for fun? What do you do to go out and have a good time?
I go home.
You just go to your home.
I just go home. Yeah.
Because look at me, stupid. I'm thinking of a house and the TV and something. Not Wayne Newton's house.
He owns a mountain. What do you think he does?
It's like NORAD.
Right.
He just drives into a mountain.
He owns his own state, Anthony. I mean,
but you get sick of being because you are the show, so he probably just retires to a study and real quiet and just wants to be left alone.
What do you do at your house?
I really walk around. We have about 70 Arabian horses, and I walk around the ranch when I get home. And,
the ranch, Jimmy.
Check the horses and check the animals, and many times I'll turn on the TV, watch a little news, go have a glass of wine with my wife out by the pool,
cartoon,
and a cocktail, and really, it's the kind of thing where. In the old Vegas, you could go out to dinner after the show, call your friends and say, hey, come on, let's go. Now, in order to do that, you have to call somebody and say, keep the restaurant open for us because they close early.
Why is that?
Because they want you gambling.
The town has become more convention-oriented. In the days where the town started to jump at midnight, now those same people have to be at their meetings at 7 and 8 in the morning, so they go to bed.
Yeah.
Anthony, Club Soda Kenny's in front of a mic, so this has got to be very important.
Hold
this
on.
is Club Soda Kenny,
probably,
Wayne.
Probably one of the most profound questions you've ever been asked is going to come out of this idiot.
We were talking
gentlemen.
about Wayne's house, and I had the pleasure of having a Sunday dinner at Wayne's house back in the day.
He was
he was hanging with the Dice Man.
Yeah, and he's got a zoo on his property.
The guys came over. We had to burn the chairs and plates out.
I don't doubt it.
We had a great time.
But he's got a magnificent house, and the one thing I was very overwhelmed by, in his office, he's got memorabilia from his whole career, which is really a sight to see.
Hey, Wayne, I lost the D off my jacket over your house, and now I can't go on stage with just Iceman. Have you found the D? Could I come back and look around?
Hey, you got that down.
Thank
man.
you. Yeah, I've been trying that. Maybe I could open for you.
Anytime.
Get out of this.
How about tonight? What are you doing tonight?
Oh, tonight? Where are you going to be?
BB King's here in Manhattan.
Nice.
57. Is that 57 or 42nd Street? 42nd Street.
It's
it is 42nd.
It's down there a little bit.
Yeah, 42nd Street.
A little south of here.
Tickets available, or
it's that way?
I can't see that.
I don't,
sold out.
It's got to be sold out.
I have
Wayne
no
Newton.
idea. Luckily,
he doesn't care. He just shows up.
You know,
I read you did your 25,000th show in 1994.
Yes, in Vegas alone.
What are you up to now? That's over 10 years ago.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
You wouldn't even know.
No, when you consider that I've been there since I was 15. I started doing 6 shows a night, 6 nights a week until 1962, and then I've been headlining since 1963. So that's 2 shows a night, 7 nights a week in those years up until really about 10 years ago.
Wow.
And, so being on stage is something I've been comfortable doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Obviously. You watch movies like Casino or Goodfellas, things like that, and kind of maybe know who they're talking about, or hey, all right, I'm edging around the question. What I'm saying is,
this is Anthony asking the question
because I watch.
I don't want any
movies.
part of this.
A lot of people fascinated with that lifestyle in the movies and everything like that. I just want to know if perhaps maybe you've seen some things in your career.
The reason I'm still there is because I have seen them and I don't talk about them.
All right, fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
Having said that now, I can tell you that when those people were there running those places, they knew how to do it really well, and B, you could get an answer. You didn't have to wait for the board of directors and let me meet with the group to see if we're capable of making a decision.
Yeah.
So there's some real pluses when those people.
And Wayne, perhaps some of your other friends in entertainment can come over.
Didn't they know how to take care of entertainers too? Because now it's all these corporate idiots that they're kind of disconnected from it. It's like I heard those days, those guys really liked the entertainers, and they knew how to take care of
liked the entertainers, and the entertainers were the reason that the people were coming, and they knew that. Bill Hara, for example, certainly down in that same group that we're talking about. But you played Bill Hara's place. You got a house on the lake to live in, a Rolls Royce to drive,
Jesus.
and in many instances when the engagement was over, the Rolls Royce became a gift to you. I mean, those were the kind of people people in those years that appreciated the hard work and the effort that the performers put in. They weren't just trained dogs, you know.
Sometimes you had to hose the trunk out, but the car was yours.
No, you didn't have to do that until you left the state.
Hey, it happens, you know.
So you're still, how many shows a week are you doing in Vegas now? You're still doing the theater, right?
We still do 5 and 6 shows a week, and I think we just finished our 12-week run at that, and then work in a few of the things on your day off, you know, like a one-nighter somewhere here and there.
70 horses. What a great life that is.
Yeah.
I go back to my 2 plants like a zero.
Talk to them.
Yeah. I pet them like they're alive.
What do you do with the horses? You show them?
We actually have, and I say this in all modesty, guys, we have one of the finest Arabian horse herds in the world. And we have imported and exported horses all over the world. We just sold 10 head to Qatar, or Qatar, whichever way you prefer to say it.
Do they just call them horses over there?
No, it really does.
No? Jesus,
it really
I thought that was
does
a
kind
funny
of break
joke.
out into the breed of horse.
Right.
Either Arabian horse or thoroughbreds or whatever they're, into at the time.
Hey, you got into that, what, at a young age or?
My two loves in life were horses and music, and I couldn't decide which I loved more, but I can tell you which afforded the other.
Exactly.
Yeah, the horses aren't making any money. Hey, Gary from Philadelphia on the instant feedback. Please thank Mr. Wayne Newton for going to Iraq for the USO.
Yeah, you're really involved.
You took over for Bob Hope, right?
Yep.
Yes, Mr. Hope, about 10 months prior to 9/11, called me and said, would you take my role? And he had done his last tour really in 91. And so I was more than honored, and we had entertained our troops in every confrontation our country's been in since Vietnam, and I was there twice. So that's truly one of the passions and pensions of my life.
Oh, so you were over Vietnam twice?
Yes.
Wow. How was that compared? Now you've been over to Iraq
4 times.
Four times.
Well, let me just finish the instant feedback real fast. He and Rob Schneider were the only celebrities come to our crap hole of a camp. Tell him he missed a mortar attack on the helipad by about 5 minutes.
Aww.
Did you hear this? This guy's telling the truth.
No, I didn't know that.
Said 5 minutes.
Well, actually, in Nam, the place we were playing got blown up about 2 hours after we were there, and the plane we were taking out of one of the camps started to pick up ground fire, and so the bullets were, wheezing through the fuselage. So I think in all those places, if you're in a place that's kind of in harm's way, you have to expect those things.
Have you noticed a difference since you've been at both places over the course of so many years? The difference in just the soldier?
There's a tremendous difference, and it kind of lies in 2 areas. Number one, all of our soldiers and military people today, it's an entire army of people who've signed up to do that. No draft. Vietnam, those guys were drafted.
Yeah.
In Nam, of course, it was basically a male force. A male army and navy and all of that. Then around 84, 85, we started to, about a third of the military is represented now by women and Hispanics and African Americans. So the shows, you have to gear a little differently. If you're doing it to all guys, that's one thing. You can say, do whatever you want to do.
Right.
When you have that mixed crowd, of course you have to be aware of that.
Well, but when Bob Hope was doing the USO shows in Vietnam, a lot of his material was very women sexually oriented.
Yes, it was.
For him,
yes.
Not like really hardcore, but it's a bunch of guys out there, and they haven't seen women in a while, and he'd bring girls out with him and stuff like that, and that stuff now is kind of looked at as sexist.
Well, you can do it to a certain extent, and when I say do it, meaning you can get edgy with the material and the jokes.
So you've learned some hip hop.
We've actually taken a couple of those guys on tour with us.
Yeah.
Because it's
smart
demographic of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I went over there. These two enjoyed the luxuries that we provide them.
You stink.
Look at him trying to bond with Wayne Newton.
That's all we have in common.
It's not going to work.
I talk into a mic, and I was in Iraq. That's all I can did they warn you? They didn't warn us. We were in Baghdad, Kirkuk, and Talil, and they didn't warn us about the combat maneuvers when they take off and land.
How's your stomach? Have you recovered?
It was the worst thing I've ever been through. If anyone hasn't been, they actually take off and you almost go straight up in the air, and when they come down, you drop about 10,000 feet. And what is that? I don't know, 2 minutes or however fast they get down.
Yeah, we did all of that, and in fact, in one instance, they were doing a maneuver where we were about 200 feet above the ground, and they would do a roll to one side and then a roll to the other. This went on for about 35 minutes, mainly because of the RPGs. If they shot one of those into the air, if a plane is high enough, the trajectory can kind of guess where it's going to go. If the plane is closer to the ground doing that, by the time they would fly above the insurgent, they're way past him. And so that's the kind of takeoff and landings that we did on a regular basis, yeah.
I didn't fly in any helicopters. I don't think I would have been able to handle that. It was all planes, and we flew like once a day. But some guys got to go in the Apaches and fly over the neighborhood.
Black Hawk.
Crap. Yeah. None of that stuff.
Well, that stuff is so sophisticated. I'm a helicopter pilot also. So
of course you are. Of course he is.
So they let me fly one of the Apaches in Korea when we were there, and it was phenomenal. They could sit behind a mountain, for example, a hill, if you will, and just stick up that dish on top of the Apache. And they could look in an apartment building 10 miles away and tell you the color of the eyes of the people in the rooms.
And they'd never be able to see you over the mountain looking.
Oh, no.
I just hope, and you don't have to say a thing, I hope they allowed you to fly a mission and somebody got killed by you. I just hope some insurgent was killed by Wayne Newton. How cool would that be?
I'm glad you finally said insurgent, because some of the guys might have died by just the show.
We have to get Wayne out of here, unfortunately.
So all they do right before it hits, they just smell a wonderful cologne on the missile.
Yeah, right.
Donko, what?
We were being driven, guys, last night. It's the first time this has happened to me. But and the gentleman who was driving us, I think, was Indian, Eastern Indian, and spoke so little English that it was difficult to understand him. And at the end, as he dropped us off at the hotel, he said to me, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." He said, What do you wear?" I said, "What?" He said, "What do you wear? What is your perfume?" I said, "Sweat."
He was hitting on you.
Just sweat cologne.
I sent my wife upstairs and I said, "Let me talk to this gentleman." No, a very nice guy.
You should have told him the wrong thing on purpose to get him beaten up. It's Estee Lauder.
I did. I didn't have anything on. So it was,
all right. Hey, we got to get him out of here. He's ringing the bell today.
Yes.
Well, tonight, B.B. King's, obviously on 42nd Street. Tomorrow night, the Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York. Sunday, the 30th,
Birchmere
in Alexandria, Virginia. And Monday, July 31st, a Monday night gig, Sal's Riverwalk in Lawrence, Massachusetts. And I wish I could go to these shows, man.
Check out Wayne Newton, a
guys, we'd
legend
love to
in
have
the business,
you anytime
man.
you can make it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming by.
It's a ball.
Anything else you want to promote? Websites?
I really didn't even want to promote that. I just saw you guys' picture on the bus, and I said, I've got to check out these.
That kind of made me happy today. He walks in and is like, we saw your picture on the bus.
Yeah, great.
In New York.
And by the way, guys, the pictures do not do you justice.
No, they don't, do they?
All right, it's Wayne Newton, everyone. He's got to go ring the bell down there in on Wall Street or in Midtown. I hear this. They fake it. Are we supposed to talk about that on the air? Oh, no.
Kind of a little thing going on.
That's really interesting. Well,
what are you representing? And any? Because usually, is it just you going down there representing some business?
I think it's the USO.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We're
there you go.
And part of it's a small fundraiser for the USO.
All right.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's Wayne Newton, everyone. We'll continue in just a bit. It's the ONA virus spreading across America. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony show. I got a real problem here.
What seems to be the problem?
I got to now go home and explain to my girl why my junk smells like Wayne Newton.
Well, he shook all our hands, and Wayne Newton smells wonderful.
He really smells good.
During the commercial break, we've all been smelling our hands.
Yeah. By the way,
I don't know what he just smells like. Rich, famous guy.
Yep. By the way, outside the studio today, when we do the walkover, the O&A Pest, you get free smells off my hand.
Wow.
If you want to smell Wayne Newton, step right up and smell away.
It's almost like a scratch and sniff.
I wish I would have hugged him.
Oh, imagine that.
I got a hug. Yeah.
You sure it smells like him too?
Yeah, but I got to tell Lindsay why my junk smells like Wayne Newton. Because he shook our hands, and then I went into the bathroom.
Yeah. Hopefully she doesn't realize it before you tell her, because that would be embarrassing.
If it comes down,
Hey,
Wayne.
Did you see how comfy he was too? Like the whole suit thing. Any of us in suits are like we're all stiff and stuff. He gets ready to sit down, and the jacket comes off. And he sits down, and he's all relaxed, and then he gets up, someone puts his jacket on, his wife, I guess, puts his jacket on, and then he goes, oh, there's a problem with this watch. And he did something to his watch, and Jimmy goes, yeah, there's too many jewels on it.
It's too heavy.
It's too heavy.
Your arm can't hold it. But he's just a famous guy, man.
Yeah.
I know it's a really bad description of a celebrity, but it's like some people have that charisma.
It's
and it's
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
There are guys from his era who would come in here, and we'd be like, who's this has-been? Who cares, if this guy's in here? But that guy just presents himself as a famous legend in the business. And by the business, I mean the business of show people.
He's still doing gigs, man.
Yeah.
Still doing shows. He doesn't need the money. I mean, he's just doing them because he probably loves to do shows.
Yeah.
What was he wearing, by the way? Everyone's asking that.
Paco Rabanne.
Yeah, Paco.
But there's a bunch of different ones. And all you fat dopes out there, you're not going to smell like Wayne.
Stop it.
You're not going to come off like Wayne. There's actually guys out there with a date that think they're going to present themselves as Wayne does.
I'm going to wear some Paco Rabanne and smell like Wayne Newton.
Exactly.
You smell like Wayne's ass.
Yeah.
Which probably still smells good.
Of course it does. You're wearing an I'm with stupid shirt. You're taking a girl to TGI Fridays you have nothing in common with. Even if your name is Wayne. If your name is Wayne Norton, you still have nothing in common with him.
That's funny. That's what the boss here thinks your name is.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, really fast.
The boss here shook Eric's hand and goes, hey, Jim, you do a great job on the show. Thanks. Complete non-entity I am.
Yes?
Oh, well, yeah, that's what you're going to get. You're right, Chester's liver. So Opie is telling us he shook Wayne's hand, then went to the bathroom, and didn't wash. That's right. I did not.
Oh.
And then he writes, so come and smell Wayne Newton mixed with Opie's you-know-what.
Right.
Yes, sounds great, he says. Look, I'm even holding my hand like this.
You're keeping it fresh?
I love our listeners, and I want them to smell Wayne Newton.
You must keep the scent pristine.
I haven't touched anything. Look, it's just kind of hanging here like it's dead or something.
That's good.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony. The Opie and Anthony XM walkover begins now.
Who wants to smell Wayne Newton?
Oh, boy,
who wants to smell Wayne Newton?
Are we on the radio?
Treat. Wayne Newton shook hands with Opie. Opie, well, you took a piss too. And now your cock smells like Wayne Newton, but your hand still does.
Kenny, do I still smell like Wayne Newton?
It's lovely.
He doesn't want to smell.
Want to smell Wayne Newton?
I just took a leak. My hand smells like Wayne Newton and onions.
For little Jimmy, make him feel better?
Wait, what?
I want to make a balloon animal for little Jimmy to make him feel better.
Oh, entertainment on the street.
I wish this guy could make a balloon shotgun and put it in his mouth.
He's got one of those, long balloon animal type balloons.
This is how you
pulling
do
it up about
school.
halfway.
That's good. It's a
Some
snake.
people use the pumps.
Got a tail on it.
That's no good.
Now he's twisting, of
I'm going to
course.
make you a little doggy.
Okay.
Be a little doggy. Yes, the
Hello.
universal sound of the animal being
Hey, Mom,
made.
on the radio.
Looks more like a rat right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. The cute part's got to come yet.
The cute part. What, the little red cock?
Thalidomide dog.
Oh, the...
Now, I want you to blow right on the tip of his tail, Jimmy.
Ugh.
Go.
Oh, it blew up.
Do you
You're your
usually
best
wear
friend.
clown makeup and have young men
No,
buried
clown
in your
makeup.
crawl
Yeah.
space?
Oh, woof woof.
Wow, there it is.
Does Anthony want one too?
No,
Yeah,
no,
he does.
I've sworn off
He
of
actually
balloon
does.
animals.
Anthony loves
Part of a
balloon
religion.
Arf, 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 arf. That's cute.
Oh, great, a black one. You got to blow it up more.
Arf, arf,
Oh, wait,
arf.
it's purple.
I'm just going to leave
There
this
you go.
here.
Purple.
All right.
Come on, this is radio, you know? You gotta say what it is.
Arf, arf, arf.
I believe I know radio, sir.
I have a feeling this dog's gonna have a bad accident in a moment. Yeah,
Oh.
there he goes.
What happened to my dog?
You've killed it, Opie.
Stepped
That's
on my dog.
2. Opie 2, dogs 0.
Let's carry these around and give them to a lady on the street.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Ladies love the doggies.
They do.
Is this another dog?
This is gonna be another dog.
Yeah,
You're
let's give that to a lady.
one-trick doggy, aren't you? It's the same fucking dog.
It is.
I'm not blowing on
Yeah,
dog
it was
penises.
funny when I did it.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Kenny
Boy,
did
it got
it.
real big when Kenny blew on it.
Ooh.
Wow. And
There you
it's
go,
the well, my hands are kind of full, but Kenny can. Yes,
Hey, wow, that's
exactly.
pretty good.
That's great.
That's a
Why
hell
don't
of
you
a
have someone
talent.
carry your jacket?
Because I carry
He's
it.
just down at the O&A Village.
You're going to do balloons at the O&A Village?
That was good.
With the
That
remainder of
scared
that stupid
everybody.
dog. No, we'll give.
Toots.
All right, we'll
That'll
hand out.
get her.
Do you need a plug,
I'll make-
balloon guy?
No, I don't need a plug. I
right.
just came down to make Jimmy feel
Yeah,
better.
we see you a lot.
It
on the
didn't
walk
work.
over.
I'll
We didn't
make
know you had a
another one.
talent.
Hand out two.
That's right. When you make yourself a balloon headstone, that will make me happy.
That was amazing.
God, he made this. I thought he was going to make something maybe different for me,
Yeah, or a balloon.
and it was the same balloon. I think he just does one thing.
Yeah, he stinks.
The doggy. Here's a girl for you, Jimmy.
He's the balloon door.
She just took it.
And
See the
ran.
white panties underneath her dress.
She took it. Yeah, you should have given us a girl that we see every day in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
The motorized wheelchair.
that's what she needs. Why don't you give her 2 brand new balloon shoes? You know?
Sterling
Animal
Services.
more
How about-
active than she is.
How about some balloon legs? Look at this, miss. He made a balloon jumping jack.
Not much going on
No.
during the walk today.
A little muggy today. Not bad.
Wouldn't you love something like, oh, there's Wayne Newton ringing the bell.
From the fake
Hey,
studio.
there he is.
That's the fake studio.
That's the
You
fake
can
fake Wall Street.
There's 10 guys there just clapping.
It's fake Wall Street.
Yeah, they didn't want us to mention it while he was in the studio.
What is he looking down at? Just nothing?
Yeah, they
Look at
probably.
him smiling.
Wow, they do that. We got some inside scoop today. When they ring the bell, they're supposed to do it down at Wall Street, but they have like some kind of setup here in Midtown.
In Midtown.
just in case you can't get down there in time.
And that's where he was.
It was so obvious he was, right?
He wasn't in Wall Street.
Yeah.